So, I just realized that I am long overdue on a bike overview video. Now, some of you might remember I did one once, and it turned out awful. Like, I walked on the bike holding the camera, and it's just shaky bullshit. Like, the audio was awful because I was so far away from the GoPro, just holding the GoPro. It was terrible. Like, a plane flew by, and I didn't realize it was as loud as it was. It was all bad. The wind was making noise. Absolute garbage. I think I deleted it. It shouldn't be up there anymore. I was ashamed. So, let's do one right now. I think it's better to talk like this anyways in the helmet. So, let's see. Let's go front to back. So it would be the reflective wheel tape, that rim stripe down there, made by TapeWorks. It's a Kawasaki green and looks awesome in the nighttime. And sort of placement for the stock reflector that's used down there. Took that thing off right away because it looks like shit. And it's a much better alternative. So, yeah, there's that. Moving on back. I guess that would be the headlights. So the stock headlight bulbs on here looked awful. They were like piss yellow. It was so bad. Like, I couldn't do it. It looked like it was a super old bike with these ugly yellow headlights. Just the bulbs, that's all. So I got some PIAA Xtreme White, I believe they're called. Ultra Bright, Extreme White, something like that. Oh, also while I'm on that, I'll put the correct names up here, along with the information and links down below in the description, just in case you're interested or want to check it out or want some for yourself. But yeah, so I got some PIAA bulbs. They're like a bright white, almost like a blue color. They look amazing. After that, I got some basic bitch hardware on the bike. It's like the Amazon, eBay, whatever special hardware. Looks like some cheap aluminum hardware. They're less durable than the original steel ones, but they look much better. I like the green. Gives it a little bit of style, and more green is always good. After that, we have the sliders, the frame sliders. You know, those are just in case the bike goes down. That way you don't crack your engine or grind away at your engine block or nothing like that. So, you know, those little $50 piece of plastic, whatever they are, those go a long way. That could save you a lot of money in the long run. Or, you know, like for example, I crashed right now on a turn and I drain all the oil out of this bike. I can't ride it home. So hopefully those will at least do the part of saving the engine. Hopefully. And they're cheap. I think it was like $50, 50, 60 bucks for the pair of them. So not bad at all. Definitely a good investment. And those are from HotBodies. I don't think they make them, but they distribute them, and I think they just put their name on it anyways. But as basic as they get. There's a lot of other ones and fancy ones with like metal and different colors on them and stuff, but I don't know if those work too well. Like, the purpose of them is to grind away. And you kind of think of like an eraser material almost, but something strong and durable. You know, some strong plastic that'll slide. Not some metal bullshit that'll like dig in the ground or just, you know, not slide. Just come off all awful. So, simple, sweet, slippery, durable material made for sliding. Nothing special. I kind of like the black also. The black kind of goes with it. After that, we have the TechSpec Tank pads. So, quick story on that note. TechSpec has been famous for tank pads, and they've had their best model for years. These nice, thick rubber snakeskin, I believe, is a pattern. And they're real thick, nice, thick rubber. They kind of look like this piece up here. And they're just real nice and durable and sticky and thick. But when I heard about a new design they have, I had to check it out. Like, you know, it can only get better, right? They've been famous for the brand forever. So I ordered the new fancy ones that even cost more money, and I was pissed. Like, I was legitimately offended when I got these thin rubber things in the mail. Like, I couldn't believe they sent me this shit. Like, it's just floppy, thin, crappy rubber. Like, there's no way I'm gonna use this trash. Like, so mad. I was gonna return it, get my money back, get the snakeskin ones. And I was like, you know what? I already got it. Fuck it. Let's test it out real quick. I put it on there, and it is amazing. Like, I definitely put my foot in my mouth because it was even better than the snakeskin. And it's hard to explain. It was like super grippy. Like, it's almost like Velcro. Like against your pant leg. Like my leg like sticks to it. I don't know. It's kind of kind of hard to explain. I try to explain it to people and tell them quite often. I have to like literally show them. I have to like make them get on the bike and test it out. I'm like, here, rub your leg on this. But yeah, so big fan. Phone holder. So I don't know, it's kind of nice for GPS sometimes if I don't have my headset, or if I just want to look for a phone call or whatever, you know, map, directions, music. It's nice to have. This one, actually magnets on there. There's a sticker that holds a magnet on, and then that sucker's on there, tight. And this one's good because it like locks your phone in there, so I know it's like never, ever gonna fall out. And it has a little tether, just in case, but that'll never be used. Got the lime green Samco Sport high performance hoses, and that's just because they're green. That's about it. I don't think it's too much of a performance benefit. I don't know, maybe like cool a little better, maybe a little durable or something. I know they made like 2 different materials, so it's possible, but it's like you're gonna get too much more performance out of it. But they look amazing. So that was like a 5 or 6 piece kit, I think. This is the Brock's Alien Head 2, I believe, exhausts. I'm just a huge fan of Brock's, and they sound amazing, and the only ones that make a green exhaust. So I don't know if you noticed the trend here or not, but I went with the green and black. So with their exhaust, you could choose, you know, they got a couple different finishes, like a polished or the black, and the little badges on there also, you can choose a color. Like they come in red, blue, green. Well, there's a custom one that just says stupid fast, I believe it is. Oh, gross, I just hit a bug on my neck. Ew. All these damn butterflies. And yeah, so it sounds good. You guys know what it sounds like, but just in case you forgot, we can't hear it right out of the helmet. Let's take a listen real quick. And you guys know what it sounds like. You hear it all the time, inside my helmet anyways. By the way, it is much louder in person and outside the helmet. So the microphone, like you guys always hear, like even like right now, you hear the exhaust, but this microphone is inside my helmet. It is crazy loud. Like I feel bad in my neighborhood. You know, I feel bad for my neighbors waking people up. But cars here are better, slightly less likely to get run over, and it came with performance benefits too. Not only performance, but the stock exhaust and catalytic converter were removed. It's a big air box. I can't remember the exact name of the called. It's like, you know, put its catalytic converter and everything else. A big air box down below. It legitimately weighs like 15 pounds, I believe it is. So it's good just to scratch that whole thing and get rid of all that. And there's also a servo. There's a motor under the seat, like this little box. It's a couple pounds, kind of heavy, chunky little motor. What that does, it pulls on some cables that were down in the stock exhaust, just for back pressure and stuff like that. Better emissions and such. Those are overrated. You don't need those. But yeah, so it removed all those metal cables and that little motor in there. I don't say little, I think it's pretty beefy. It's good, like, I don't know, fist size. So removed all that stuff for the new sexy black and green. It just sounds better, looks better, and performs better. Next up, we have the Nitrous. Time out. What the fuck is that? We got the 100 emoji. Okay, anyways. Huge fan of DynoTune's Nitrous. These twist-on bottles they make. They're the only ones that do it, and they just look really clean. Like, they look nice. And just, like, I don't know, it's the perfect design for a bike right up here on the side. It looks good. I'm thinking about putting one on the other side maybe, but for now, this one works. And I switched over the connections from this. This is now actually the Nitrous Purge. So right down on the sides, I've got a V purge setup going on. 2 hoses going up and outward. Look at all these fucking butterflies. 2 hoses going up and out, so the purge comes out here like that. 2 big clouds. I kind of want to put LEDs on them eventually, but for now it's just 2 big fancy clouds with this button. Just look at those fucking butterflies. They're fucking everywhere, including all over the cars and my face and jacket. Look at this. Majestic as fuck. What else? else. I did the Vortex sprockets on the front and rear. So if you don't know, you can adjust the sprockets for a better like drive ratio. You know, for example, you can tweak your acceleration or top speed. That's why I went and got the green EK chain with it also. So I think they're the only ones that do that green. The only one I can find anyway is, I guess, some really cheap Chinese companies that are just absolute garbage and super cheap. Like, oh, the worst type of chains, like basically a bicycle chain. It's bad. Don't do it. We have the Fender Eliminator from Moto Dynamics. That's actually a really nice one too. Like, it's one of the best ones I could find, and it's really cheap. I think it's also the cheapest. So it's one of the best and the cheapest. And they come out with them super fast. Like, when bikes come out, I believe they're usually the first one to make a new Fender Eliminator. So it just looks 1,000 times better than the stock ones. Here, give you a comparison if you don't know what I'm talking about here. Stock is absolutely hideous, a huge big wing thing on the back, compared to new hot sexiness. I also did the Moto Dynamics integrated brake light here, a smoked brake light. So it's a nice LED brake light, and it also has the turn signals built in. So the turn signals are nice, like do a nice fade effect, and it has a an option for instead of doing like faded, it'll just do like half and half like a normal solid turn signal. But I kind of like this look with a little fadey, pulsey look. It's fancy. And it's got a built-in thing, another option, another fancy switch on there. You could enable or disable a warning, a brake warning. So when I press on my brakes, front or rear, it'll pulse my back brake light, just to give, you know, someone behind me, you know, a warning that I'm stopping, you know, something to catch their attention, which is much appreciated. That's always good. So I like that. Oh, we have the levers that are like a eBay, Amazon, whatever special. So when I first got the bike, there was literally nobody that made green levers for the bike. Like, they didn't exist. These were literally the only ones. So they're nothing too great. I don't even know. I think it's some company that's trying to be a legit brand, but they're nothing special. If anything, they're probably some cheap Chinese stuff. But they work, and I love them. It's good enough for now until they break. Internally, I got a couple fancy electronics set up also. There's not much space back there, but you know, doing stuff like removing that that motor for the exhaust valves and such, that definitely helps. Giving some space, much needed space. We've got a couple things in there, but some of them I'll mention, such as the power commander. So that's the DynoJet power commander. If you don't know what that is, it just modifies your fuel system. You know, if you do something like add something performance-wise, or just want to tweak it a little bit, make it run a little better, maybe faster, proper like, you can do that yourself at your house. You can just hook it up to a laptop and make those changes. It's pretty easy. So with that power commander, also the AutoTune module, it's kind of like a ghetto, like onboard DynoTune, I guess you could say. And what it does, it's constantly measuring your emissions, and it'll help you like make adjustments if you're running too rich or too lean. So for example, it'd be like, hey, you know, yesterday you were, you know, in first gear at 1,000 RPMs and you're burning a little rich, so let's cut back the fuel a little bit on that. Of course, I have my green lights. That's a must, and definitely one of my favorites. That's an 8-piece kit from LEDGlow. Like, I'm pretty sure they're the best brand around. They've been around forever. They're nice, bright, reliable, waterproof. They've been around forever. Not some cheap, crappy Chinese brand or something that's gonna get ruined when they get wet. On top of that, I added a couple LEDs myself that I wired in to the brake reservoirs, both the rear and front brake reservoirs, you know? When that's lit up, it looks nice and pretty, like it's full of some green liquid or something. It's kind of cheesy, not too many people like it, but I love it, so I can eat a dick. But I think that's about it. So let me know if you have any questions or comments, or maybe some suggestions on what you think I should try or do. Or maybe if you just want to know how some of this stuff works. I'll gladly give you a full breakdown on how to do it, what it is, and why to do it. So let me know what you think. Have a good one. Take care.